Since 2022, the AI services market has exploded at 35.9% annually. SEO, just 8.3%. That's over 4 times faster. But here's the crazy part. I still sell both. And in the next 30 seconds, I'm going to show you the exact funnel that generated 320% revenue growth for my client. The exact AI automation funnel we use. Instant lead response in under 30 seconds. AI qualification plus appointment booking. Automated quote generation. Persistent follow-up sequences. This turned a $580,000 business into a $1.6 million a year business. Same traffic, same product, and I'm going to dig deeper in a minute. So picture this. 2 salespeople. One's selling newspapers, and that industry is declining by 10% per year. The other is selling AI in a market that's growing from 279 billion to 1.8 trillion by 2030. Which business would you rather own? Even if the AI sales guy sucks at sales, he's riding a wave that's creating 2.6 to 4.4 trillion in new economic value. The newspaper guy, he is drowning no matter how good he is. SEO delivers a 22 to 1 ROI. That means for every dollar that someone puts in, they'll generate $22 back. That, however, is calculated over a 3-year period. Google Ads gives you a 4 to 5 to 1 ROI. So you get $4 back for every dollar you invest. These are proven winners. This is why I sell these services. But AI implementation, we're seeing a 2 to 6x ROI with payback periods in as little as 6 months. You see, Microsoft on average returns a 224% ROI. Snowflake, a 612% return. And my Pagola client that I covered earlier, 320% return. And that's why I'm pivoting a lot of my revenue to AI agency packages. Manual inefficiency costs companies 20 to 30% of their annual revenue. For SMBs alone, that is $600 billion lost every year to manual admin tasks. Your employees or the employees of your clients are wasting 26% of their workday on avoidable manual work. Is your team or the team of any of your clients or ideal business clients wasting more than 2 hours daily on manual tasks? Only 37% of businesses respond to leads within an hour. 27% of leads are never contacted at all, and only 0.1% of inbound leads are engaged within 5 minutes. But here's the kicker. Leads contacted within 5 minutes are 8 times more likely to convert. If you have a client who's lost leads this week, and I read every comment, so drop a comment. I bet 90% of you who actively have clients are nodding right now because you know your clients suck at sales. So 95.4% of companies are losing revenue from poor lead management. And if you're looking at targeting whales, companies over $100 million, they're bleeding at least $5 million a year annually from inefficiency in leads. And the question is, how many leads directly land in your client's inbox this week? They hired a salesperson, a decent guy, $50K salary plus commission. But here's what actually happened. I realized after 6 months, he was not logging calls in the CRM. He was cherry picking the good leads. He was ignoring after hours inquiries, and he was sick, every other week. And only 30% of interactions were tracked. So when I asked the owner for a report to see why he wasn't making the money I thought he should be making, he just pulled his hair out. He was paying someone full time to work part time while leads died on the inbox. Sound familiar? And this is where AI comes in. Here's the exact process that we built for them. Step 1, lead intake. A website form triggers an instant email and SMS. Both of these are customized with AI, And for SMS, the AI engages them naturally like a top tier salesperson. This covered a personalization element, and it added something that an autoresponder can never add. The second step was to optimize lead to appointment. And for this, we used a 2-hour follow-up. That if we didn't get a response within 2 hours, we would then trigger another follow-up. And we'd use a different approach 24 hours later, and we'd start integrating with additional tools to bring customized videos, emojis, GIFs, all sorts of things into this equation that salespeople just simply don't do, but it works. Now, the next point we optimized was appointment to quote. And that is when the sales guy went to site, he would take photos plus voice notes, which means he would literally wear wired microphones on his lapel, on his phone, voice recording the whole time he's there. Now, that audio recording literally would upload to the system, and the AI would generate a professional quote in 20 minutes. So what took 2 hours manually to get done before was now done before it got back to his truck. Plus, when it takes 2 hours of work, quite often these guys put the quotes off for days, in which case someone's already closed the job. So, quote to close. Day 1, quote ready. Day 2, day 3, we sent warranty information. And we personalized each one of these. We personalized them based on all the previous conversations that they'd had. Now, the results, these were outstanding. Lead response went from 48 hours on average down to 30 seconds. The contact rate went from 73% of leads to 100% of leads. The lead to appointment ratio went from 23% to 67%. The close rate went from 12% on average to 34% on average. Now, this isn't a linear growth. This all stacks. Here's the kicker. We also increased the average sale price from $10,000 to $12,000. Why? Simply because we're selling better. We didn't cost them anything extra. And what this did is it actually took their revenue from $580,000 to $1.6 million, and the profits went through the absolute roof. So, do you want the complete guide to implementing this? Comment in the description and I'll upload it for you. And this is essentially the checklist that I use for every client. This is a checklist that I go through in order to find where the problems are in their business. You can use this on a discovery call. And if you're cross-selling from another service, you can use it there too. So now let me show you the exact math that makes CFOs cry tears of joy. And this is the theory. This is hard client data. So this client on an annual basis got about 1,000 leads. So before we did anything, that would be 1,000 leads, 730 to be contacted. There'd be 438 appointments, 263 quotes, and about 53 sales. And that led to about 580,000 in revenue. After we implemented this math, and from that, just they ran about a 30% margin, so they were making about $174,000 a year of profit. Not bad, but can definitely be better. After we implemented the system, they are now getting 1,000 leads, same as before. We haven't changed their inbound leads, although we are about to turn on ads because now they're profitable. We can scale and we can spend more to acquire customers, and the whole thing has just got rocket fuel. So now we've got a better converting system. 1,000%, 100% of leads are getting contacted. We're now getting 720 appointments, or got 720 appointments instead of 438. They got 518 quotes, up from 263. See how this is starting to compound? And then they closed at a much higher rate for 134 sales versus a year before at $12,000 instead of $10,000 average. So the revenue was up 1.6 million. Here's the kicker. We 3x the revenue, approximately. The profit before was about $180,000. They profited $698,000 from this. That's the same traffic, the same products, the same costs, 177% more revenue, and 301% more profit. Now, what would 300% increase in profit do to your business? Or what would this do to your clients' businesses? And if you're not using this in your business, make sure you're using it in your business first. So quickly, I'm about to show you something that almost made my competitor quit, so stay tuned. This number changed everything. This was for a guy who I've worked with for a while, been friends, competitors, kind of, the acquaintances you make in industries. He was stuck at about $45,000 a month for 2 years. I showed him the exact AI implementation that I just showed you, and 3 months later, he was at $127,000 a month with AI. He literally shut down his old agency. Because here's what he discovered. He discovered that right now, we're really early in the AI cycle still. So in 2024, only 4% of companies generated substantial value from AI. Only 26% even had basic development capabilities. Fast forward this, 87% now expect AI to boost the revenue within 3 years. And by 2026, 80% of enterprises will use generative AI, up from 5% in 2003. That's an enormous adoption window. We've never seen something like this. And this means that the expert window is closing really, really fast. And this is where early adopters are winning. So whether you are a business watching this who wants to massively increase their profits, or whether you're an agency, here's the opportunity you have here. And that's that early adopters are winning. They're seeing 1.5 increase in revenue. They're seeing up to 45% decrease in cost reduction. They're seeing a 60% future revenue growth. This is not people implementing hardcore systems like what I did. This is basic businesses implementing half-assed systems. With what we teach here on the channel, you can really blow this one out of the water. And ultimately, the window to position yourself as an expert here is closing pretty fast. So let me put this in perspective for you. This is for people who have sold services before. The global SEO industry is $90 billion. It's a big industry. There's a lot of money that flows through SEO. It's why I still sell it to this day, because I'm really good at it. AI consulting by 2033, that's only 8 years away, is expected to be $257 billion a year. That's a 3 times larger industry that's growing 4 times faster. And, for your typical business, that's enormous. Typical roofer, about 75. Typical HVAC, about 100K a year. And even a 5% increase in any of these metrics, I got a 20% increase roughly for each of those metrics for my client. Even if you get a 5% increase, it's still tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars of profit. Now, here's the interesting thing here. The question is, are you positioned to capture this growth? Because there's a massive opportunity here. 96% of organizations have executive mandates for AI, but lack the expertise to implement it. If you saw my last video about the $12,500 job we got, that was from a $100 million law firm that had an executive mandate from the CEO. But he said, we have to implement AI under all circumstances. And here's the thing, 74% are still struggling to move beyond proof of concept. These guys were the same. They know they need it, they have a budget for it, and they just don't know who to trust. Now, this is why, occasionally I'll do white label for some of my friends, and if you've got leads, reach out, happy to potentially white label my services, because everyone needs this stuff. And ultimately, we can split the profits while you learn. By the end of 2025, worldwide AI spending will hit $400 billion. Take that to 2028, it's going to be $632 billion spent on this. The agencies that are positioning themselves now will command premium prices. They will be the ones waiting to take the money. Now, here's a few things. Remember when email marketing gave a 36-to-1 ROI, but everyone can do it? AI implementation is not something everyone can do. And here's really where the opportunity lies. Will you be selling $2,000 services or $12,500 transformations? It's up to you. So here's exactly how I would implement this hybrid model, because I'm not cutting off my traffic services. I think the traffic services like SEO, like AdWords, have an enormous opportunity in this marketplace. They still offer top of funnel, and then you offer AI to optimize bottom of funnel. So to begin with, we use SEO, ads, whatever, as a foot in the door. This builds trust and it delivers proven results. If you are offering these services right now, don't abandon them. Keep your proven business. The business you are in right now, don't change it for the business you're becoming. You need to be always in two businesses, as Keith Cunningham states. The second step, once you got some trust, is to audit their inefficiencies. Track their lead response times, calculate their lost revenue. Now, from that, you can present them with data and not opinions. Step 3 is to position AI as an evolution. And by month 4, we're really coming in and going, hey, we've got some traffic going on. Now let's turn this traffic into conversions so they can get a flywheel going, which means they're profitable on traffic acquisition and they're profitable on conversions. This really becomes a no-brainer. Like, I missed the last step here. And then ultimately price for value. 12.5K per month is cheap if they're losing 45K a month. This client that I got 12.5K for, they were losing between $45,000 and $50,000 a month every month. Huge opportunity there. Now I've shown you numbers, not opinions, actual market data. All those statistics were actual market data. You have a pretty clear understanding that AI agency services are growing 4 times faster than SEO. They're growing faster than ads, and the ROI is substantial. And you know that 96% of companies need help but don't know how to do it. It's an enormous market and people just don't know what to do. So it is going to be a $1.8 trillion market. Are you going to get your piece? That's really the question here. So hopefully this video has been helpful to understand 2 things. The 2 takeaways I wanted you to have from this video were, 1, what the statistics and what the math are of this opportunity that's seen before you, because most people have no idea. Secondly, it is for you to understand that I'm not stopping the business I am from the business I'm becoming. Traffic services, SEO, ads, Facebook ads, all that stuff, brilliant. If you offer it, fantastic. If you offer web design, fantastic. Whatever your core business is right now, keep it. Same as if you've got a job right now, keep it and launch the new business that you're becoming. That's then going to take you exponentially through your growth. So hopefully this has been helpful. If you've got any questions, please let me know. As always, I'm here to help. Next, I'd recommend checking out the niche videos. And of course, subscribe. See you next time.